Aloha friends, this is Tutu Signs at Aloha Food Forest, and look, all the carrot seeds of all that we've given away and collected. This plant keeps on putting out more carrot seeds. Isn't this amazing? So I've shown this before. I mean, sometimes people work really hard at distributing their carrot seeds, and so I have just been in the habit of sort of sprinkling them around. I guess that's what you do when you have plenty. And I wanted to show you this is our little cuttings and seedlings garden. Uh-oh, there's Joy the dog digging in the middle of it all. What are you getting? What are you getting, Joy? Oh, I wish you could smell the soil. It smells amazing. Really nice. But you see how I've covered the soil with, these are mostly dried pigeon pea leaves. Actually, most of these probably dropped themselves. But I've also taken some time to cover the soil with this very light, thin sort of layer of covering, which will decompose and create more food and a little protection for the soil. And each time you water the soil, this semi-composted material creates like a compost tea as the water passes through it. So you get nutrient-dense water coming into the soil. See, and so these were some tree trimmings that I mowed over with the lawnmower, and then I take the lawnmower bag and I pile it in a pile, and I let it sort of decompose for a while, and then if I need to move it somewhere else, I'll move it somewhere else. And that's what happened with this. I moved it around, so it's probably a month old. It's been sitting in a pile for a month, and it's a perfect thin layer to put on top of bare dirt. And I've showed you garlic in our videos before. Oh, so that one was not thin. See that? A little too big of a piece there. So I showed you garlic, and we have so much garlic. It almost looks like grass that's growing around here. You can tell garlic because it has a flat leaf. It's not hollow like a straw. It's flat, and then you can of course break a little tip off and smell it, or even by touching it you can get the smell. So we have quite a lot of garlic growing around here, which is fun. And some potted things, potted moringa tree cutting. There's another one there. There's a collard. This is an apple cutting that I'm hoping will grow roots. And these are currants right in here, currant berries. They're kind of dormant right now, but they feel alive. Oh, here, look at this. They're growing leaves. You can tell when they're growing leaves that they're alive. So one way to keep a garden warm is to have bricks around it too, or rocks, big rocks, little rocks. And here are the pigeon peas. They've really filled out. So they're almost like a tree layer relative to the herbs on the ground. Even though they're not an actual tree, they're a shrub. They're about 6 or 7 feet, maybe 8 feet tall. Ancient food source, pigeon pea. And other than that, we have nasturtiums that grow here by seed, strawberries that we plant and then they spread by runners, lemon balm. I just cut back a bunch of lemon balm seeds. It was a lot of seeds. And I have basil. Over there's thyme. Over here is sage. I found this sage plant getting too much shade, so I had to move it into a place with more sun. So I did that just today and then covered everything. Oh, and look, you can see what Joy the dog does. Her bioturbation. So look at that. She's like not getting into the roots of that pigeon pea. I'm gonna have to fix that because I want that pigeon pea to survive. Okay. And this is feverfew that grows wild here. Rosemary. This is a tomato that's been here for a while, like a few years. Surprised it keeps living. And then more rosemary, super easy to grow. Yeah, so this is a little sort of kitchen garden. This is a zone 1 garden. Zone 1, where you come out and see it every day. When you come out of your house, you'll see it. So I just wanted to share that with you. And there's an old tomato growing up the pigeon pea. Tomatoes and pigeon peas are known to grow together. Pigeon peas can be a nice vine trellis. Okay, so, oh, I'm so happy that it's a blue sky day. And look, we have some beautiful bananas coming on here. So, we truly do live on a planet of infinite abundance. And of course, if you would like to create more abundance around you, whether it's a small garden like this or a big yard or a community, the principles, the 8-step path to creating a food forest has 8 clear steps to take, one after the other in perfect order, to create a food forest. Whether it's tiny, medium, or big, it's the same steps. And everything I learned for this school, I learned from this old garden and this old oak tree. She is a mighty wise being. These trees are all wise beings. And they all work together, and like each one has their own strengths and their own, like the trees are good for protecting us from the sky, and then the herbs are great for feeding us and making little homes. Look, sometimes little creatures like to go under there and hide, like a lizard could hide from the dog under there. So there's all kinds of fun things to learn about nature. And I wrote it all down in my books, and I teach it on my YouTube channels. So if you're interested in creating infinitely abundant gardens that have fractal expansion, please feel free to check out my free courses at Food Forest University and my Aloha Food Forest channel that shares about this particular beautiful food forest garden. And I thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope that everyone on the planet learns to grow food forests, and that we all come into infinite abundance through tapping into nature's fractal expansion. And with trees, they protect us from the skies. So I think we have hope here. Our hope is in food forests and in nature's wisdom and nature's love for us and our love for nature back.